Plaintiff Lee Roquer has been friends with the defendant for over 25 years. And when he first met him, the defendant was 550 pounds and dressed up as the Incredible Hulk. Lee is suing his former friend for the balance due on a loan and repossession fees. Defendant David Hill says he started losing weight 4.5 years ago after having bypass surgery and working out. David claims while he was married, he believes Lee was having an affair with his wife and says Lee still hangs out with her to this day. He's countersuing for a car.
Start with you.
First of all, Your Honor, I'd like to say you're looking very good today.
Thank you. Thank you.
I watch the show all the time. I'm a big fan. So,
okay.
Your Honor, Mr. Hill is not what he appears. He has a tendency to fool people when they first meet him. Me and him were friends for over 25 years. Just to let you know, the way I met him, he used to be 550 pounds.
He was 550
pounds, Your Honor.
What crack you smoke? How did you lose all that?
Just had the bypass surgery and then started working out.
Very good. All right. How long ago?
About 4.5 years.
Is working out well?
Doing pretty well.
All right, good.
Plaintiff Lee Roquer is suing his former friend, who suspects Lee had an affair with his wife while they were still married.
Go ahead.
It was Halloween. He was 550 pounds. He had himself painted head to foot, all green, dressed up like the Incredible Hulk. I was at a pizza shop as an assistant manager. He walked into the pizza shop, picked up my manager, body slammed him on the counter and said he wanted a job. We thought it was funny. We hired him here.
No, you didn't think it was funny. You were nervous.
Yeah. Well, it was Halloween. I said trick or treat.
Okay.
He gave me a pizza.
Well, because of his size, Your Honor, he used to tell people, because we're from Minnesota, that he was one of the Minnesota Vikings. And one time we were out in Vegas. I mean, just picture this. I'm at one blackjack table. He's at the other blackjack table. And all of a sudden I see him in front of these beautiful half-naked women. He's signing something. And I was kind of curious. So I walked over there to see what he's signing. And it says, "Best of wishes, little Timmy, signed Terry Tausch, Minnesota Vikings." And I looked at him. I said, "Dave, what are you doing?" And he goes, "Shut up, Lee. Just walk away." He says,
trying to get in on some fun. What? Did it work?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun together.
All right. You tell me a little bit about your experience, and then we'll get to the loan he's suing you about. Yes, sir.
Well, like I said, Lee and I were best friends for 25 years. I mean, it was fun. I picked his owner up over my head, put him down, said trick or treat. And, it went on from there. I found out, Lee's having an inappropriate relationship with my wife. I don't know what's really going on. He used to say, "Oh, your wife wanted to have an affair with me." I didn't know what to believe.
What signs did you see that anybody wanted to engage in any type of affair?
He said she was rubbing up against him and everything like that and stuff.
He just out of the blue say, "Hey man, your wife rubbing up against you."
Yeah, he did.
Well, that's an honorable thing to do.
No, that's what I mean. That's why I kind of believed him. And I know my wife would she'd do anything for money.
Oh. All right. She's still your wife?
No, we're divorced.
Oh, okay.
Lee
she won't be when you get home.
I mean, Lee would say, get rid of her. She's terrible. She's this, she's that. And then I'm finding out that since he repoed my car, we haven't spoken, and he's kind of been emailing her. She just had her 51st birthday the other day on a boat, and
what did he say in the email?
He was with her. I don't know.
They're divorced now, Your Honor.
Yeah, we're divorced.
I'm not saying it's true or not.
How was Vegas, though?
Actually, out in Vegas, I got to meet Jay Leno.
Okay.
And I weighed 500.
Was he at the tables?
He was actually heckling me. I weighed 557 pounds, and I was a pretty good gambler. They'd given me a up front seat. And he said, "Man, how you squeezing your big ass in that seat," more or less. And it went on that we heckled each other for a while. And Jay said, "Well, the minute you can lose enough weight to fit in one of my seats, you can bring a few buddies and come out to the show, and I'll put you on there and let you meet some stars."
All right.
And believe it or not, I mean, I have a poster right here. Jay kept his word.
Well, I'm not quite a star, but I'm on television. People must think I'm a preacher because I wear the robe. I've been in Vegas a couple times, and every time I'm there, I might play a little blackjack, might even have a little wine or whatever. So everybody, Judge Mathis, what are you doing here? What are you doing drinking? Like, I'm not a preacher, I'm a judge. I'm allowed legal gambling and take a drink. So that's the most frustrating part of this job is people expect me to behave as a preacher. Maybe I should be a congressman. They do everything. Yeah. Go ahead, sir. Let's get to the loan you're suing about.
Your Honor, in early 2010, I came across a bunch of money, and at that same time, Mr. Hill was hurting for money. He was going through a divorce. He needed money for his attorney for his divorce. He was getting his truck repossessed. He also was getting kicked out of the place he lived, him and his family at the time. And I felt sorry for him. He came to me to borrow some money. I knew that he just won a Corvette from where he worked, and I said, the only way I'll borrow you money is if you'll sign that title over me from the Corvette over to me, and I can hang on to that title. So if you don't pay me, then I can transfer the title of that Corvette to help me recover the $5,500.
Plaintiff Lee Roquer is suing his former friend, who suspects Lee had an affair with his wife while they were still married.
What happened?
Also at that time, he had a personal injury settlement coming for about $12,000, which I knew was true, which he did have coming. And he said, as soon as I get that personal injury settlement, I'll pay you. Well, that was in April of 2010. Well, in August of 2010, he got the $12,000 personal injury settlement, and he didn't pay me. And so I started to call him. When I started to call him, he'd start hanging up the phone on me. He would also, when I really pressed the matter, he started basically telling me he wasn't going to pay me. He said he was going to trade the car on a different car, which of course he wasn't supposed to do. The last straw was when we went to the casino and I asked him to borrow me $20. I mean, remember, he owed me $5,500. All I asked him for was $20. Told me he didn't have it yet. Then he gambled away $20 right in front of me at the casino. I waited till December to give him more time, and he didn't, still, he had all that money, still didn't pay me. So I transferred the title over to my name. Here, I should give you some of this
You didn't
evidence.
Go and physically repossess the car?
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
Here's this.
He also broke my garage when he did that and rammed it in the side, causing extensive damage to the car.
Did you give him notice that you were coming to get the car?
No, sir, he didn't.
No, I'll explain in a second. That's the agreement we had originally, Your Honor, and that's also the title.
Did you give him notice that he was delinquent?
Like I said, I had asked him for the money. He started, like I said, leaving nasty messages. He started telling me he wasn't going to pay me and that.
Sir?
So
Your Honor,
you transferred the title.
I do have more to tell you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so then, sorry, Your Honor.
No problem.
But he, so I transferred the title over. I repossessed the car at the end of January 2011. At that time, I called the police, told them what I was doing, showed them the contract. They knew the car was in my name. The police officer stood there while I took the car.
Okay.
In the process, it cost me for the tow, plus I had to change the locks in the car, plus the ignition, which came to $1,473.20. Here, I got that.
We have those fees.
Here, Your Honor.
Sorry, what do you say to this?
About the only thing, the factual thing is I did owe him $5,500. I'm not going to object to that, Your Honor. I never refused to pay him. That contract that he says, the promissory note, if you take a look at it, there's no meetings of the minds. There's no date to be paid on it. There's no payment schedule.
What are you talking about? There's no meeting of the minds. You signed it.
I signed it saying that I agreed that I owed him $5,500. There was no date to be paid on there. There's no payment schedule.
When was it, sir? It was 2010, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that's called a reasonable amount of time.
Well,
if there is no specific date, that means it's a reasonable amount of time in which you are to begin paying.
He took the car almost 2 years ago.
Right, because you didn't pay him almost 2 years ago.
He told me he wasn't going to pay me.
I never said I wasn't going to pay you.
What did you say?
I said I'll pay you when I get it.
He got $12,000 and
you have evidence of when you took it, sir? Oh, I see there's evidence of when you had the repairs made.
Right. That's right after I repossessed the car.
It wouldn't make sense.
And that's in February that year.
Right. Your counterclaim for $5,000 for the value of the car. How does he owe you?
Because the car was worth $13,500.
Show me evidence of that.
Okay.
The loan monies is what we are really debating.
Right.
Not necessarily the value of the car. We're debating you repaying the loan, even though the car was collateral.
Right.
The issue is, did you repay the loan?
Well, I was able to get.
Did he, sir?
Go ahead.
All right, you go ahead and talk.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead and talk yourself out of a judgment.
Okay. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
I done told you the issue is, did did he repay the loan, not how much the collateral was worth.
Plaintiff Lee Rocaire is suing his former friend, who suspects Lee had an affair with his wife while they were still married.
I'm enforcing the loan, not the car. So your claim is dismissed as to the value of the car.
So he can just, excuse me, sir.
Go ahead.
So he can just take a $13,000 car out of my garage without giving me any
That was the
notice.
agreement. That was the agreement.
Your Honor,
I didn't say
Your
you could
Honor.
take it.
No, I
There's
read
nothing on
the
it.
Your Honor,
agreement.
Your Honor.
Collateral, sir. Have a good. You want to talk? I told you to be quiet. Go right ahead. What do you want to say?
This is from
You
his
keep
divorce. He
interrupting.
had a divorce, 2 months before
What
I
does it
took
say?
the car. And he himself testified in a court of law in front of a judge that the car is worth $3,750.
Okay, so we're back to the worth of the car. All
That's
right.
that's his divorce
this
papers, Your
This
Honor.
is what he said to the court.
He
All right, but
testified.
if he perjured himself to that court, it has nothing to do with what he's saying today. But today, he's bringing me a blue book value, since you are making the value of the car an issue, as I begged you not to. And the value of the car in fair condition was $10,339. And since the value of the car is the issue with you, you do owe him $5,000. Have a good day.
I mean, I'd still like to be his friend. I'd say, let's go get something to eat. I'm kind of hungry. You hungry?
I would be friends with him again, but I can't trust him because after all the things, he had 3 different police reports on me. He had said a lot of lies about me. He said I stole his ATM card, said I stole his credit cards, said that I did all this stuff that I didn't do, and nobody believed him. All the police reports are found as unfounded, but obviously today I talked myself out of a judgment.